Hello everyone, welcome back to Phoenix Wright. My voice died on me last time, so I had to take a break. Let's get right back in here. October 14th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant's Lobby, number 4. Hey, Nick. What is it this time? You won't believe how many people there are here for the trial. Well, it is a murder case. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Next door? Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Atmy's trial today. Detective Atmy? They say they're going to try him as Mask to Mask. Already? That was fast. Boy, I'd love to see Mask to Mask trial. I know. By the way, where's Pearls? Wait, what was that? I know? Oh, she said she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore. I know you don't like me. Wait, what? Wait, what's going on here? I'm confused. Is that you, Bailiff? Are you calling to me? I do like you, Bailiff. You misunderstand. Alright, Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh? Yeah, ever since that incident last year. Please, don't ignore me. Oh, it was... it was Ron. Oh, Mr. Delight, good morning. No one likes me. No one would notice me, even if I killed someone. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a sec. You don't mean you're the murderer? No, I'm just a poor thief. No, wait, that's not right. A thief can't really be Now, let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from a second crime... Oh, okay, just in the middle of him. Like, he's just about to go on, like, a whole thinking spree of just, like, thieves can't be poor, and he's probably gonna debate with himself on that for, like, 10 minutes, and thinks he's like, you know what? Let's not listen to him. I'm gonna go into a monologue in my own head, and ignore this guy. Anyway, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending him to help him commit his heist. Do you think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick? It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock. Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always. I'm afraid that's not an option. Is it gonna be a time trial or something? Because Atmy's having his trial next door, I guess, and if it is connected, we're gonna need him, I guess. Alright, courtroom number 6. Oh man, Godot. Welcome back, buddy. Alright, court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. You're ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the weak. Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godot. He's got the judge in the palm of his hands. Yet again. Isn't that every prosecutor, pretty much, that you go against, Phoenix? I think you'd be used to it by now. Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godot. Then you need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war, but that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. That's all my statement means. You understand now, right? Yes, well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case. Wow, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change. Oh god, really? This is weird. Judge, are you sure you got the right file? Is everything in order, sir? Did they replace you with somebody? Yeah, you're giving us information. Can we trust this? Are you sure you don't need like the bailiff to do this for you? The CEO is Kane Bullard. The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. God, this is throwing me off. Judge, what happened to you? You have information. His body was found in the safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. of the previous day. That tongue, though, or was that just a giant bottom lip? It looked like his tongue was out, but that might be his bottom lip. And that's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball. That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant. Very well then, Mr. Godot. Please call your first witness. Please don't be Larry. Please don't be Larry. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. But the first one is always the best. Mr. Godot, your witness? Give me a moment here. This coffee is delicious. Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron DeLight, has to say for himself. The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, though. Ooh. I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. We have an objection, Your Honor. We believe our defendant here, he may be a little bit intoxicated or something. We can't trust this information. He might lie to the court. You know, he is a thief after all. This is a bad idea right now. God damn it. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. DeLight to testify. Ha, you've got guts, trite. Alright then. Mr. Ron DeLight, please take the stand. You did it, didn't you? Yes. What? No. That's not true. Huh. For a moment there, I thought we'd set the records for the shortest trial ever. Man, this case almost just ended right away. Holy crap, that would have been interesting. Just, yo, I did it. Crap, you got me. Well, Mr. DeLight already looks plenty guilty with the face he's making. And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin. Huh, very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security? Well, that's kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go home. Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened. That evening, around 1 AM, I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. Is that it? Nothing more? No extra details? Just 3 lines? This is gonna be a pain. 1 AM? The exact time the murder took place. The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. Huh. It's bitter today too. Just like my destiny. You never know from the way he's chugging it down. Well, there's nothing wrong with bitter stuff. I love bitter coffee. I just love the taste of it. It's not that bad. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please. And the blackmail letter. I guess I'll just do my usual, just pressing on everything. 1 AM, huh? You're absolutely sure about that? Yes, that's what my watch said when I was entering the CEO's office. No. Actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow, and my internal clock was also a bit. 1 AM, that's the exact time the victim, Mr. Bullard, was murdered, correct? It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure. The mail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. Huh. Actually, we probably should get a bit more on the blackmail letter. It ordered you to go there. Just get it all out in the open, what the blackmail letter was about. It's the first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere. Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters? Oh, of course. They'd say things like, steal this, or take that. Why don't you save those for later, Mr. DeLight? Please don't say any more. Now, what should I do? This is going back to pressing harder on the blackmail letter, right? It's a pretty important issue. It's really important. He only has 3 lines, and his 3rd line was just him saying he knew where the office was, if I remember. So, yeah. You know what? Yeah. So what did the blackmail letter in question say? It said to bring 50,000. Money, eh? A perfect motive for committing murder. Oh, but wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway. Oh, is that right? After all, I had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of. An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony. Yes, sir. Huh. A muddy mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do. That's a weird thing to say. The blackmail letter... The blackmail thread... Wait, what? The blackmail thread didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway? The blackmail letter said if you don't want your identity revealed, correct? I'm sure it was referring to the whole mask-to-mask thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Bullard didn't have anything on me. He didn't? Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me. Just as long as Desi believes in me. So that's why Mr. Light didn't believe he was mask-to-mask. That's why I knew they were just hollow threats. Huh. I'd been working for KB Security. Okay, yeah, that's that of that. Let's see. Like what that didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. And he just explained that. This is the last statement. You used to be security chief for KB Security, right? Yes, that's right. Security chief? You? And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge? A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? Huh. This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject. Okay, life after being fired, why he was fired, don't say anything. The obvious one here! At least the obvious one not to pick is life after being fired. Because we were trying to get away from that issue of him being mask-to-mask. So, either don't say anything or why he was fired. And I want to know why he was fired 100%. Let's get all that out. Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job. Well, the world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay then, I take it back. Defendant, please answer the question. God damn it, shit, did I fuck up? Well, I needed money. You needed money? Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick? My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I stole data from the company. Come again? Wait, what? KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. And since I was security team chief, you stole some data and sold it. Mr. Bullard found out and I was fired immediately. What? I wish I had never asked that. I was somehow able to keep it a secret and made it seem like I had quit on my own. What is it, Nick? You don't look so good. Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that. He sure told you. So you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct? Yes, I'm sorry. This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony. Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worst. Crashed and blew up. It's going to take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster. He fired me for selling company secrets, but Dusty doesn't know that. Why would you do something like that? Well, for Desi's hobby. What else? Wasting money, huh? It's not a waste. So, Miss Delight doesn't know her husband was fired, does she? So it would seem. I'm not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other. I can't believe it. This case has even got Maya to think seriously about couples. Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright. Huh, there wasn't much to his testimony, was there? Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least, that's what it sounds like to me. Uh-oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. We better be careful. But if we don't find a way to make him spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth. Yeah. Alright, let me reread this as a whole now, since I pressed on everything. Possibly? I think, maybe. Mr. Delight, what you said now doesn't match what you told me yesterday. Huh? What doesn't? I think you must have been scared, very scared, of having a certain person find out your secret. A certain person? A certain person that hates criminals. Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife. Well, listen to me, my Desi, she's... Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Godot. Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault. What do you mean? Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about. Oh, huh. No, everything is falling neatly into place for him. Crap, this is not good. Don't talk about my Desi like that, or you'll be sorry. Crap. Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far. What do you think, Nick? I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes. And I've been whipped before, trust me. I played the second game, I've seen Phoenix get whipped. Clearly there was sufficient motive for the murder. He stole data for his wife, and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much. The motive is clear. Let's move on. We'll have it at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight. Come now. Tell us. We're all ears. Alright, we got a new testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there, who looked like an extremely ace detective type person. Or, I butchered that so hard. Am I speaking English here? It looked like the ace detective, is what I was trying to say. And, oh god. I'm just going to ignore that happened. Take a drink of water. Okay, anyway. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead, and after that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Bullard was lying there, dead. I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided a similar testimony. He said that Master Mask struck him on the head from behind. Of course, since Atme turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie. Ha. No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that. What are you saying? I was really attacked. We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination. Got that, Mr. Wright? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If you see any sign that you are, if I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. It's called burning your face off with the power of coffee. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it. I know he'll jump in the way of the coffee when it's flying at me. He could be like a meat shield. Okay, can you tell me a bit more about the shadow? Maybe like a couple details? Anything you noticed about it, I guess? Who is this suspicious shadow? If there was 1,000 of me, and if even one knew, I tell you, trust me, His dodging all of our questions is not helping us win this case.